Welcome to the Zaxby's Coaches Show, brought to you by First Bank and by Zaxby's Friends Family Flavor, with your host, Chris Delambert.
Welcome to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. I'm Chris Delambert, joined to kick things off, as always, by my good friend Hector Perez, the marketing director for Zaxby's here in the region. Hector, you're a little under the weather, man. You gonna make it through the night?
Yeah, just dealing with a little bit of the issues in the throat area, but other than that, I think I'm gonna be okay.
All right, very good. What's new at Zaxby's?
So pretty much nothing actually new has come up to my attention other than Black Friday. We will have a BOGO deal. We have the Walmart next door. We've got all the outlets, and that's just in general with all of our Zaxby's. So on the day that the BOGO happens, you'll be able to buy a boneless wing meal and get another one for free.
Okay, so what time, Black Friday, the hardcore Black Friday shoppers, they're out at like 3 a.m. What time is Zaxby's going to open on Black Friday?
Zaxby's actually is going to be opening same time, 10:30. We want to make sure that everything runs first smoothly, and then after that, it's game all day.
All right, you a Black Friday shopper?
I did it last year for the first time at Best Buy. It was probably the worst experience I've ever had. So I don't think I'm gonna do it again. It was a pair of $200 headphones that I saved $100 on. Ooh. So it wasn't that great.
Not worth the energy, huh?
Not worth it. And it was cold that day too. It was not in my day.
You're spoiling it for me, man. I enjoy Black Friday, elbow to elbow, fighting through the crowds to save a couple of dollars.
I'll be looking out for a TV this year. I'll see what I can find.
All right, very good. Well, thanks to you and to Zaxby's for everything you've done throughout this season. We are winding this down. Hopefully, we extend the season 4 more weeks and see Lee County proceed on into the state championship. Only time will tell, but we couldn't do this coverage without you. Thank you so much. Anything you'd like to add?
No, other than that, thank you for having me. As always, come enjoy some Zaxby's. We're here for you.
I have already enjoyed some Zaxby's tonight. I'm going to enjoy some more when we go to the break. I'm Chris Delambert. This is the Zaxby's Coaches Show. We'll be back right around the corner.
Guys, it's back!
Inline skating.
Rock and roll hair?
Calling this thing a pound sign instead of a hashtag? No, the sensation is back at Zaxby's.
The Zensation Salad is back, and introducing the new Zensation Filet Sandwich Meal with hand-breaded chicken, Asian slaw, wonton strips, and citrus vinaigrette, both served with an egg roll. The Zensation Salad and Filet Sandwich Meal, only at Zaxby's.
It happens only once a year. The Classic Nissan of Sanford Black Friday sales event is on, with Black Friday savings all month long. Shop our huge selection of over 300 new Nissans. Get the area's lowest prices and payments, low financing rates, and more for your trade. Lease the 2019 Nissan Sentra for $199 a month, or lease the 2019 Nissan Kicks for $299 a month. Shop the Black Friday sales event going on now at Classic Nissan of Sanford or ClassicNissanSanford.com.
Welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show, joined now by Bruce Reaves, General Manager here at Classic Nissan in Sanford, North Carolina, and you came on set singing.
Yeah, win, win, win.
Tell me about that.
All right, well, win, win, win is a new slogan that we have here because we do believe that everybody should win here when they come to visit us at Classic Nissan in Sanford. It's like a win-win situation. The customer's going to win. We're going to win. Nissan's going to win. It's just a win-win situation.
Yeah, everybody wins.
Everybody wins. Just come on in. We love our customers so much. No matter what, they're going to win.
Are you seeing an uptick with the holidays coming?
Already feel it and see it. The people are coming in. They want these great deals that we have for the 0% for 60 months, no payments for 90 days, 0% interest. It's just been great.
So 0%, that can't be true. There's got to be some fine print.
It's hard to believe, isn't it? But Nissan, they said, look, this is what we need to do. We need to move these 2019s out of here. So what they do is they say, come in and pick up a brand new Nissan Altima, and we're going to give you 0%, okay, with 0 down for no payments for 90 days. So it's a win-win for the customers and a win-win for the manufacturer.
That might be a win for me because you got me really seriously thinking
about
that. Coming and taking you up on that.
Please do.
I got one of those teenagers at the house. It's about time for a car, and we may have to talk once we get out of there.
That way you get to get a new car before Christmas. and don't have no payments until next year, February or March. That's a win-win if I ever heard of one.
It sounds like a win-win.
Win-win.
And of course, you got a lot of Lee County families here, football-wise, and they're singing the same song: win, win, win.
Win. That's all
they're
we
looking
do
for
is win,
4
win,
more.
win. Hey, I'm with them.
Now, you got all these guys on the sales floor that have a vested interest in what's going on in football. How do you keep them focused on selling cars?
Boy, that's hard because we get to talking about football, man, and their sons doing this and the team doing this, and we're going to win it all. We're going to win it all, Bruce. I said, okay, great. We are going to do that. But can we sell some cars? I have to dial them back sometimes because I get caught up in it with them and go, man, this is awesome.
I know how
I love
goes.
it. I love to see people in the kids in the community doing great things for themselves in the community. Man, these coaches are just doing a great job.
All right, I can sense all the good vibes around here.
Yes, sir.
Great things going on at Classic Nissan.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about electric cars.
Oh,
you know,
man,
that's my favorite thing.
You asked me that last time. Look, did you see that? Now everybody's going to get on this. They got some kind of Mustang that's supposed to be all electric, and Tesla's doing this and Tesla doing that. Don't worry, Nissan also has that. Okay, we have an all electric car. We're trying to figure out how to get it to go a little bit farther than the other guys. That's the big push now. Instead of going 90 miles off
You gotta
of
win,
charge,
right?
we got to win, okay? Because they done came up and they going 300 miles off of charge. So now we got to come up with 400 miles off of charge. That's the biggest problem right now. People don't want to have to stop at every post to charge their vehicle up. So we just got to figure out how it's going to hold a better charge.
But for now, if you need to get in and around, there's no more cost-efficient way to do that, right?
Than electric. No
All right.
more.
And you guys were early to the
end.
electric game. While
Yes,
everybody
sir.
else was talking about it, Nissan was doing it.
They was in the forefront of it and making things happen. And I mean, we have a lot of hybrid cars on the road today, but you know, they're just trying to get it to go farther on a charge.
All right, if you're in the market for a new car, come down and see Bruce Reaves here at Classic Nissan. He'll hook you up.
And win-win.
Win-win. I think I'm going to come over here and win myself.
That's right. Come on down and see us at Classic Nissan in Sanford, and we're going to make sure you win-win.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Just win-win.
All right, we
and the
appreciate
team needs to win-win.
we appreciate all the support Classic Nissan gives to regional high school sports. I'm Chris Delambert. We'll see you on the other side of the break with the Southern Lee Cavaliers.
It happens only once a year. The Classic Nissan of Sanford Black Friday sales event is on, with Black Friday savings all month long. Shop our huge selection of over 300 new Nissans. Get the area's lowest prices and payments, low financing rates, and more for your trade. Lease the 2019 Nissan Sentra for $199 a month, or lease the 2019 Nissan Kicks for $299 a month. Shop the Black Friday sales event going on now at Classic Nissan of Sanford or ClassicNissanSanford.com.
Being good at what you do takes commitment. At Sanford Contractors, we've been committed for 50 years, committed to high-quality construction services and trusted partner relationships. We started in 1969 and through smart and consistent growth, now offer our partners more services than ever before in bridge construction, commercial building, site development, and utility construction. Sanford Contractors, building with trust for 50 years. Learn more at sanfordcontractors.com.
Welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show, joined by Coach Ken Neal of the Southern Lee High School Cavaliers. Coach, tough weekend this weekend.
Yeah, it was. It's always disappointing when you don't win, and it's hard to win your last game every year. I mean, because that means you're a state champion, and I'm proud of my kids. I told them I love them. I wouldn't switch them with anybody that we played or anybody else that we hadn't played, but it just didn't end the way we wanted it to end. It's frustrating and aggravating for everybody, the community, the school, the parents, the coaches, the kids. Unfortunately, it's just the way it went this year for us.
Talk a little bit about the guys that are graduating in this class of seniors at Southern Lee. You got a lot of guys on that squad that have been 3- and even 4-year contributors. Yeah. And for some of those young men, this is the last competitive football game they're going to ever play.
It is. We have been, this is my 3rd year, so in the first 2 years we were able to help about half of our seniors get to go play football somewhere else. And I mean, everybody wants to go play at the national champ, Notre Dame or Alabama or Clemson or wherever that may be. But each year we've had about half of our seniors get to go play football past high school, whether it's Division II, Division III, whatever it is. Those things kind of have to work their way out. There's a process that goes into that. They have to meet certain requirements, and then those things fall in place for them. And we'll have a few this year that are going to get to do the same thing. And that's you know, and that's what it's about for them to have that opportunity to do that if they can. Unfortunately, though, about half of them have played their last game, and they don't realize how sad that is. They may a week from now realize, man, I'm not going to play football anymore, kind of thing, you know. But unfortunately, you know, it happens every year. That's why, you know, you want them to be just try to help them be a good man. So football is not the only thing that determines their success.
Now, you personally, I know the answer to this question before I ask it, but how soon does preparation for 2020 start?
I mean, in some ways, on the bus ride home, with thought processes, and you know, you talking to the other coaches about who's coming back, who could go here, who can do that, and you know, you want to finish though your celebrations or your banquets or whatever with this group of kids, but you're already moving forward, getting them in the weight room, getting them involved in other sports, you know, staying on top of grades even more, making sure that they stay eligible so they can participate in this sport, which I believe helps them stay out of trouble and get them prepared to come back next August to play.
Now, you've been a coach for a very long time now.
Yeah, 23 years.
What about 2019 and this Southern League Cavalier team is going to be the one thing that you remember this year for?
Well, we actually, believe it or not, we overcome a lot of stuff this year as a team. We had a lot of injuries that these kids had to work through. To include last Friday night, you know, we replaced 2 linemen last Friday night. I don't know if everybody knows that or not, but we had to replace 2 starters. And these kids, they went in and they kept fighting and battling. Now, I know that the results didn't turn out the way they were. Everybody's been trying to make me feel good over the weekend, right? It didn't work, but they're trying to make you feel better about it. And they said, Coach, do you realize that everybody you lost to won at least 8 games? And I'm like, well, I hadn't really thought about that. I just know we lost to them, you know. But that didn't make me feel any better, to be perfectly honest with you. But we did. We lost a lot of good football teams. And 3 of the 5 teams we played, this is another tidbit today somebody told me to make me feel good. Coach, you know 3 of the teams you played are still in the playoffs? I'm like, I appreciate it, but that ain't make me feel better either. I mean, good luck to them, you know what I'm saying? But that still doesn't take that taste out of your mouth. It won't make my kids feel any better about what happened. That they lost to a good team. Well, you're gonna, if you lose, you hope you do lose to a good team and not a bad team, obviously. But you know, so we lost to teams that had good records, and I guess there's some comfort in that. But my thing is you know, these kids overcome. We had injuries during the middle of the year. You lose your starting quarterback. They fought back and battled through that. We lost linemen this year. So if anything, hopefully they learn how to just keep fighting and battling. And it just because you fight and battle doesn't mean it'll still turn out exactly the way you want it to.
All right, so with an eye on next year, you've got a pretty good idea of who's going to be back. You've got some young men down at JV that'll be coming up. Yes, there's some excitement about. What are your expectations as we sit here tonight for next year look like, or is it too early to?
No, it's way too early on that. You don't, you know, you got to see who's going to commit to being in the weight room and working hard. You know, this year we had several sophomores that actually wound up coming up to contribute on varsity that this time last year we wasn't even thought about, to be perfectly honest. Because it's hard to count on a sophomore moving up and moving into in a varsity sport and playing and contributing. And we got one that's going to be here tonight, actually, that D lineman, and then we had an offensive lineman, a sophomore, a middle linebacker, a sophomore, a wide receiver, a sophomore. Those are 4 guys, and in some cases, those guys are playing 2 sides of the ball for you, too. You cannot count on that right now as far as a sophomore. Freshman now moving into sophomore. Now, I would love to be all seniors on the field, but that's just not going to happen, right? Every year we have a new group of seniors come in. This doesn't happen. So we're going to need kids to continue to step into those roles like that, but you have no idea who it's going to be. They got to finish adjusting to high school. They have to make sure they keep their grades up. They got to get in the weight room because it's very difficult to be a sophomore playing up if you haven't made some type of commitment to the weight room.
Now, I'm not going to ask you to put your finger on one particular player, but if I gave you a handful of MVP awards to hand out for this past year, who would be the recipients?
Well, like offensive line, you know, our senior leader was Parker Odom. You know, and Tanoa is going to be there. You know, defensively on the D line, you know, Cedric, the senior, he kind of led by example. We had a lot of younger kids do some good things there too, though. Man, 2 of them are here tonight, so. But I've just off of seniors, we'll talk about seniors. You know, Cedric On the back end, defensively, EJ, and then Tanoa again, both at wide receiver and DB. Running back, I mean, you know, shoot, we had so many kids go through there, you know, Keyshawn and Nick and then Rodney.
It might be easier to name the guys that didn't carry the ball out of the backfield.
Well, you know, Keyshawn and Nick were there in there a lot this year that are the seniors. I'm focusing on the seniors, you know. It's just, you know, they all did a certain job, a certain role. I mean, and, you know, we spread it around sometimes because of injuries, sometimes just because you know you're trying to play two ways. There were different things going on in there.
All right, well, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with those two young men you're talking about. You're watching the Zaxby's Coaches Show. I'm Chris Delambert. This is Coach Ken Neal from Southern Lee. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Guys, it's back!
Inline skating.
Rock and roll hair?
Calling this thing a pound sign instead of a hashtag? No, the sensation is back at Zaxby's.
The Zensation Salad is back, and introducing the new Zensation Filet Sandwich Meal with hand-breaded chicken, Asian slaw, wonton strips, and citrus vinaigrette, both served with an egg roll. The Zensation Salad and Filet Sandwich Meal, only at Zaxby's.
Pentair, empowering people to move water, improve water, enjoy water, so that people can live their best, healthiest lives. Lives with purpose. Lives with enjoyment. Lives that flourish. Lives with hope. Because at Pentair, we're not just about better water. We're about better life. Pentair, bringing water to life, for life.
Welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. I'm Chris Delambert, joined on set by Justin Gaines from First Bank. Mr. Gaines, how are you, sir?
Cold and wet today.
I saw you out there. We were talking outside, and I felt bad because you were shivering a little bit. I said, we got to get you inside, man.
Yeah, this is not my type of weather.
All right, thanks, as always, once again, for all of the support that First Bank gives to regional high school sports. What can you tell us about what's going on with First Bank?
First Bank's rolling out some more financial wellness products for our customers and non-customers alike. Invite everybody to go on localfirstbank.com or visit us in the branch to see some of those budgeting tools and tools to get you ready for get your children ready for college and budgeting for that, home ownership. It's just a great thing for everybody to take a look at.
You and I had a conversation, and the folks at home need to know, rumors keep circulating that interest rates are going to bounce back up. They're going to go back up. They're going to go back up. But for now, they're still low, which is good news for borrowers, right?
It's great news for borrowers. Savers at this time are not as happy. But if you want to take a look at refinancing your mortgage, now is a great time to investigate that. Auto rates are low. Home owner rates are low. Business loan rates are coming down.
Everything's low.
Everything's low.
It's amazing. First word, Classic Nissan, win, 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 win. It sounds like First Bank can sing the same song.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. All right, Coach Neal, who do you have with us this evening?
This is DJ Williams and Elijah Barrett. You mean to go ahead and announce them?
Absolutely.
All right. DJ, I'm gonna start with Elijah. Okay. Elijah Barrett was Defensive Player of the Week this week. Stepped up. Cedric went out in the early part of the game, and he stepped up even more and made some great plays during the course of the game for us to help us have a chance to stay into it to the end of the third quarter. These are veterans. These guys have been here before now. Now this young man, I'm gonna back him a little bit different, okay? Because he started at left tackle and defensive end the other night. Now he had not started at left tackle the entire year. He had only played Tiger for us the entire year. He hadn't even played tackle for us. But we had got hurt and beat up so bad, you're like, this dude needs to do this. He's the one that can possibly help us survive this week and get through this week, you know. And he did it. He never said a word. Now, he might have went home and been like, this dude's losing his mind. But he went in and did it, and I'm so proud of him. And he did a great job now. He didn't just kind of get you through it. He did a good job. He was blocking people, blowing them off the ball. And that's what you got to have when things are not going right for you. You got to have that kind of spirit and attitude about it. So I'm proud of him. We didn't even grade it. For that pure effort and taking that for the team, that's why he's offensive player.
Talk about what it's like to get that call in the middle of the week that you're going to do something brand new under the lights on Friday night in a game as big as this.
it was kind of like difficult, but like I told myself like I'll do anything to win and do anything for my team. So I guess.
All right. Any desire to play tackle next year?
Oh no.
No, you like hitting people, tackling on the other side of the ball.
I mean, he did a great job at Tiger. Now, don't get me wrong, and it was a great fit for him there. But we got so thin, we had to have him. You had to have somebody go in there and do it, and it's like, okay, he's got to do this for us. Honestly, I didn't tell him, you got to do this. I said, look, the team needs you to do this, and it was like, boom, I got it, coach.
All right, guys, tough weekend this weekend. This is the second time in 5 years Rocky Mount has knocked Southern Lee out of the playoffs. Last time I was there, it was the most surreal thing I've ever seen, with smoke coming down out of the mountains with the forest fires. You guys had to deal with the game being moved up, so that just added to everything. Talk about, I asked Coach this earlier, but I'd like to hear what you guys say. When you look back at 2019 as a football season, what do you think is going to stand out and make that year significant? What's going to be the thing that you remember about this year the most?
Probably that, like, as a team, we had so much fun, and like, we didn't like.
We played as a team.
Yeah. We didn't, when we got mad, when we messed up, we didn't fuss out our teammates. We just like, all right, come on, you gotta get that, like, and then go on to the next play. So.
All right, very good. Anything you guys would like to add? No? All right, congratulations on a good season. I know it didn't end the way you wanted to, but you guys bounced back from a lot of adversity time after time after time this season, and it's a credit to you guys and what you're made of. Great job. Coach, any last words?
I just like to thank everybody, all of our parents and the Booster Club and the administration at the school for giving us the things we need to try to go be successful. There's so many people that help out on these things that go unnoticed and unnamed, to be honest with you. People painting fields and people getting food for these kids. I want to thank all of them. I won't name anybody because I'll forget somebody. I want to thank all of them. They know who they are. That's the easiest way to answer that. But there is so many people who help out with those things, and we appreciate the word out. These guys don't even understand and know how many other people went to do things for them. They probably know some, but not all of the people that go together in that little football family that takes care of them.
Elijah, what's next for you?
Garden for next year. Play better.
All right. What do you think you can improve on personally?
Technique and getting off the ball.
Technique and getting off the ball. DJ, how about you?
Well, probably get faster. Probably the main goal. Get faster, stronger, and work on the technical things I need to work on.
All right. They say championships are won in the off season. You got
Weight room.
In the weight room specifically.
I'll add that.
There you go. All right,
weight
Coach.
room. Both of them.
That's why I do this, and he does that.
Yeah, both of them. Weight room is. They're right. Add weight room into that too, because that helps what they're talking about even better.
All right. Very good. This is Zaxby's Coaches Show. Great season for Southern Lee. We wish you guys well moving into 2020. We've got our eyes on you. Big hopes for next season. I'm Chris Delambert. We'll be back with Lee County on the other side of this break.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
Being good at what you do takes commitment. At Sanford Contractors, we've been committed for 50 years, committed to high-quality construction services and trusted partner relationships. We started in 1969 and through smart and consistent growth, now offer our partners more services than ever before in bridge construction, commercial building, site development, and utility construction. Sanford Contractors, building with trust for 50 years. Learn more at sanfordcontractors.com.
Welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Joined by Steve Burdeau, head coach, Lee County Yellow Jackets, through the first round of the 3A playoff Eastern bracket with a win versus Eastern Guilford, 41-7. All of that without notes. What do you think about that, Coach?
Hey, well done, well done. It's like we almost did this earlier today.
All right, we have done this once already today. Talk a little bit about this weekend's game. We were there for the broadcast. You riff for a little bit, and then I'll give you my observations from the outside looking in.
You know, first half, I thought our team obviously did well. Their team did well. I thought they had a good game plan coming in. They moved the ball a little bit on us early. We had a big turnover. It got us some momentum. Offensively, we moved the ball throughout really the whole game, but we got stopped one time in the first half, right before halftime. Second half, we come out with a little bit more steam. I don't believe we punted in the second half. Trey made a couple field goals. We just had things rolling. And the defensive side of the ball, they didn't really get much of a first down until the last series.
Yeah, I was looking back, and we had forgotten that you guys did punt once in the first half.
We did.
But pretty much scored every time you had the football. This team, to me, unlike any team I've ever been around, feeds off momentum and emotion. And when you see one big play, you can count on 2 or 3 big plays coming behind it. Does that concern you at all?
No, actually, I enjoy it. I think we got so many guys that can make that big play that's going to spark that I think it's almost the opposite. I think that's it's an advantage to us than a disadvantage.
All right, big games for a lot of guys this weekend. On offense, Colin Johnson stood out with his legs again, making a couple of plays that only senior quarterbacks seem to make. One where he, basically dribbled the snap and picked it up and took it in. But a couple of guys stood out that aren't necessarily the folks that we hear about all the time. Deron McCoy is one that we talked about. He's been on set a couple of times, but for my money, had the game of his life up to this point this weekend. You're expecting big things from him again this week. Is that correct?
Yeah, Duran's he plays both ways for us. He does a lot of things, even in special teams. I made a lot of plays in the backfield. He sometimes doesn't get the recognition because our D-line is so good, but Duran's made a lot of plays this year. He's doing as well on the offensive line.
All right, and the other guy that jumps out at me because he seemed to get better week to week to week. And I remember before week 1, you telling me I got one freshman that's going to start on defense. I think.
Right.
You weren't even 100% in on JoJo Jennings. And over the course of this season, his instincts have seemed to improve. There's no false steps. He gets downhill quickly and just keeps making play after play. And I was amazed when I pulled the stats Saturday. He's the second leading tackler on your team, Coach. That's a freshman.
Right. He's got a really good one to look at right beside him and Larry Baldwin. See the things that Larry does well and try to mimic some of those things. He's got a really good coach that coaches linebackers and Coach Jacobs. So if he goes with those 2 different guys and can be as good as both of those guys are, he's going to be a heck of a football player.
Who are some other guys that over the course of this season up to this point have outperformed where you expected them to be by now?
I don't think they outperformed. I think they reached the expectations. I think we got really high expectations of a lot of those guys. I think Duran was a guy that's done it on the offensive defensive line. Jason and Jaden Marshall, 2 other guys that have done a really good job for us. Jackson Lamb's another guy that stepped in on offense and defense. I think we've got a slew of guys that step up every week.
All right, very good. Southern Durham this week.
Southern Alamance.
Southern Alamance, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Southern Alamance this week. What challenges do you see from this ball club?
Southern Alamance is, if not the best, one of the best teams we've faced being coach-wise. They're great execution-wise. They know exactly what they want to do on offense and defense, and they do that stuff well. So our goal is obviously we've got to be able to slow them down a little bit. They do a really good job running the football, and they're sound on defense to keep everything in front of them. So it'll be a good test for both sides.
So for folks that follow Lee County, what team that you've played this year is this most similar to?
That's a good question. We haven't really faced a team very similar to this. Offensively, they try to do some things like Triton has done. They're a little bit more of a power team than necessarily a speed team. Defensively, they have probably the best defensive line we've seen, if not to Hope County. I think defensively they're similar to Hope County. Offensively, I don't think we've seen a team like this.
All right, very good. What's the weather supposed to be like Friday night?
Well, it's changed every time I've looked at it, but right now, 50s with no rain. So we'll see. It won't be too bad.
50s with no rain. Lock that in.
Yeah, let's put it in.
Lock it in. I'll take that all day. We'll be there on hand. Kickoff is at 7:30.
7:30.
Hoping for a good crowd. It was a nice crowd despite some horrible weather Friday night. But this, as the playoffs move on, this is 1 down, 4 to go. I ask you every week, your guys focused?
Oh, they're focused. We had a great practice today.
Talk about what that means.
A great practice. When we make a practice plan on the weekend or whenever we make our practice plan as coaches, when it goes step by step and it's efficient and we feel like it goes fast and we have good competitive periods throughout it, I feel like that's a good practice.
So during a good practice, your blood pressure never goes up.
Well, I think sometimes you want it to go up a little bit because maybe the defense did really well against us in a period, and then vice versa for the defensive coaches. So a little bit of give and take.
Very good. Round 2. Lee County hosts Southern Alamance, 7:30 kickoff at Paul B. Gay Stadium. We'll be there. After these messages, we'll be back. Justin Gaines rejoins us on set, and you got a couple ball players to give some hardware to.
It happens only once a year. The Classic Nissan of Sanford Black Friday sales event is on, with Black Friday savings all month long. Shop our huge selection of over 300 new Nissans. Get the area's lowest prices and payments, low financing rates, and more for your trade. Lease the 2019 Nissan Sentra for $199 a month, or lease the 2019 Nissan Kicks for $299 a month. Shop the Black Friday sales event going on now at Classic Nissan of Sanford or ClassicNissanSanford.com.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
Welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show, joined by a whole bunch of jackets. And Justin Gaines is back with us. Justin, I didn't ask you during the last segment, are you going to be at the ball game on Friday?
I'm going to be in Asheville Friday visiting Biltmore.
Here we go. You'll be forgiven. You're saving up to be there for the games at the end of the season.
I want to watch
count,
the state
right?
championship
There you
games.
go. There you go. That's commendable. I can dig that. Coach, who do you have with us?
We have junior defensive back Jaden Marshall and senior kicker Trey Underwood.
You had to think about that.
No, I didn't.
Coach, that's the 4th highest scoring kicker in state history. How dare you forget his name?
There ain't no doubt. Everybody should know this young man's name. 331 points kicked. He's also tied currently in the state for points kicked this year with 88.
That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. Is there one kick this year that you're grumbling about that would have had you in first place all by yourself? Do you remember what kick it was?
Hornet Central field goal.
All right. Not that you're keeping track or anything. Coach, talk a little bit about both of these guys.
So both of these guys do a really good job. They're exceptional students. Both of them right at 4.0, if not better. Both of them take classes at the community college doing dual enrollment. So they're doing it on the student part and they're doing it on the athlete part. They do everything we want them to do from the grade sheets and being on time, and all the little things that we talk about. These guys are model citizens, I would say.
All right, very good. Now, before Friday night's game, I need to break this down for you. A lot of guys came out bare sleeves, nothing going on. They're tough guys playing on the defensive line, offensive linemen. They're trying to impress people with how tough they are. You're out on the field with a tank top, kicking the ball before the game started. You gonna rethink that this weekend?
No.
No. So you're really a tough guy, hiding in a kicker's body.
No, I just feel more comfortable with nothing on when I kick the ball.
All right, very good. I like that. Coach, tough kickers, man. They're hard to find, right?
So another thing I'll say about Trey, people say he's a kicker, he's a punter. Trey's a football player. Trey does the things at practice. He could probably play any position on the field and know what to do. So that's something I'll commend him on. He does a really good job of everything we ask him to do. And if he has to ever make a tackle, we're confident he can do it. I prefer him never to have to do it, though.
I hear you. All right, guys. Big matchup this weekend. You guys have had a chance to watch tape. What are you looking at this weekend?
Just getting in, making tackles. They don't really pass that much. Just grinding it down.
Would you prefer coming up to support the run, or you want to get out there in coverage all the time?
I do whatever comes up.
You got them trained, Coach. You got them trained. All right, guys. 1 down, 4 to go. Goal is still a state championship, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. Coach, anything you'd like to add before we wrap this up?
Well, I've heard that Southern Alamance travels well, so I'm hoping that we're going to have a big crowd as well this week, so we can outdo any noise that they might make. So I'm hoping we have a big crowd in the stadium this weekend.
All right, so you're guaranteeing 50 and clear, no rain.
Hey, that's what the weatherman said.
I'm guaranteeing
All right,
50 and clear. Come on out to Paul B. Gay this weekend, 7:30 kickoff. I'll be there. Hope you are too. Guys, anything any of y'all would like to add?
Let's get his money.
Very good. This has been the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Oh,
Defensive Player of the Week.
There we go. Coach, bailing me out.
Jaden Marshall. Offensive Player of the Week, Trey Underwood.
Very good. Guys, one last chance for you all to say anything. What I do want to know, in the bigger scheme of things, there's only 3 people in state history that can say they've kicked for more points than you have. Does that mean anything to you yet?
No, yeah, just
All right, it's going to a couple years from now. But for now, focus is on winning more ball games, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. I'm Chris Delambert, Coach Steve Burdeau, Justin Gaines, whole bunch of jackets. We appreciate you hanging out with us. This has been the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Peace.
Thanks for watching the Zaxby's Coaches Show, brought to you by First Bank and by Zaxby's Friends Family Flavor with your host, Chris Delambert.